Hi, Luis. Your 6105 is here. Let's talk about the movement first. I would normally be doing this on my time grapher, where we would have this running, and I would tell you all about how the numbers are and what they tell us. Unfortunately, in this case, it is not wise for us to try to get this watch running. Generally, so I can look at the movement and I can say a few things. One, it's original. Two, generally cosmetically, it's not bad. Three, we have some serious warning signs. You see this dark spot here and this one here, that here? And there's a couple others as well. That's corrosion. This is where water sat in here and it pulled the copper and other metals out of this alloy that makes up this weight. It's sort of a canary in the coal mine. And so that's going to present a challenge for us. The movement does not really want to run. The balance is not happy about turning. So that's not necessarily deadly. I think the reason for that is that the train isn't moving, and I think the train isn't moving because, hang on. The train isn't moving because there's been so much water inside this watch. And that what happens is the water gets in here inside the dial, and it sits on the cannon pinion and the hour wheel and the pinion for the fourth wheel, and it glues them all together with corrosion. So I don't dare get this thing running. I don't even want to try, because if we try to get it running, something's going to break, and we don't want to do that. So you're going to need to make decisions about what we're going to do cosmetically. I have another video on my channel. I forget the name of the customer because my brain doesn't work that way. But in the title it says post-restoration. And I talk a lot about dealing with the dial in this condition. You can see the whiteness on the dial. See the pitting in the loom. See, we've actually got pitting around the loom windows here. We're going to have to do some remediation on the dial. I mean, it's up to you. You can leave all of this as it looks now. I wouldn't. I would clean this white stuff right here, because there's been so much water in here. What happens is the water gets in and it steams everything off, including one of the top layers of lacquer that's on the dial. And so it turns from being black and it turns white like this. I don't know. It needs to be, the dial is going to need major restoration. It's going to need to be, ideally, if it were mine, I don't know. I might be able to save these hour and minute hands. I'm not sure. There's definitely going to be some plating loss. The dial won't look bad after a reloom. But it's going to need to all be cleaned up. Ideally, all the loom should be taken out. I've got to deal with the loose top surface of the dial, because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. But my remediations make it look very, very, very good. It's just a matter of whether or not you need that done. So it's going to be a serious restoration. I wish I had some numbers to give you, but I just don't dare try to get it running, because when these have had this much water in them, you're asking for trouble. So it's definitely going to need movement service. It's absolutely going to need all new seals. The crown absolutely should be rebuilt, because that's why this thing filled with water, is because the crown had the old crown seal, because that's what always happens. It's going to need a crystal. It's going to need seals. It's going to need servicing, and perfectly, ideally, honestly, it needs serious dial restoration. So that's it. We can make it better. We can make it better. We certainly can. You just need to make a decision whether you want to move ahead with that. You tell me what you want done. Okay.